which means I need to have a condition out there. If num modulus 2, that means if it's an even number, if the number after dividing by 2, the remainder is 0, can I say what? That it is an even number. Else I can say that it is an odd number. Else I will say print odd number. Clear? Okay, so I save and I run that. And if I say 45, that's an odd number. But if I say 40, it's going to be an even number. Correct? I could also say it in the other format of the if and else, where I would say print even. Print even if num mod 2, else print odd. Now remember, you can do this if there is an if and an else. You can't do this method if there is only an if. Okay, I'm talking about this particular if else. If you have to write if else in this format, you need to have an if as well as an else. If you just have an if, then you have to go in this particular format itself. Okay, comment this out, save this, run it, enter a number, let's say 50, even, else 55, that's odd. So that's how you make a selection statement if else. Now comes a question. I'll comment this out too. Let me go to this program for the marks, which I have written here. Let's say the marks that I've inputted from the user. Now, I want to, instead of saying that you have passed or failed, I want to say more than that, which means I need to use, if I have an if else, I can use the above one. But if I have more conditions, I need to use this particular format itself. Let's say I want to know if my marks are greater than, or I want to, if this guy got marks like 90, and if you tell him you have passed, he'll say, I have got 90. You need to give me a distinction. You cannot say that I've passed, or so something like that. So you need to say, you need to have more distinctions, or you need to have more bifurcations. I need to say if marks greater than 40, then do this. If marks less than 40, then do this, else do this, or something like that. So you need to have all these conditions, right? Cool. So what should I do? Now, if marks greater than 90, I can tell, or if marks greater than 75, I can say there is a distinction, correct? But if your elif, this is something which you need to say, after doing this condition, you need to check else if. But why this if out here? I need to even check if marks are less than or are greater than 60. Print what? Print first class. Now some of you may be tempted to write here, if marks greater than 60 and marks less than 75. I'll make this greater than equal to, and this will be marks greater than equal to 60 and marks less than 75. It's first class. And some of you may write like this, marks greater than equal to 40 and marks less than 60. Print passed, else print you failed. So now if I say 45, it should say passed because you have in the pass class. Okay, if you say if you say 70, it should say first class. If you say 80, it should say distinction. And if you say 30, it should say you have failed. All 4 cases have cleared. Now comes the question, do you need this and marks less than 75? For now we know this is a conditional operator. This is a condition operator which returns a true or a false, and this is also returning true and a false. And this is a logical operator which compares two conditional operators, or which compares two Boolean values, true and true, true and false. True and true will be true when both are true, and if both are true, then the elif statement inside the elif will be executed, right? But some of you say, but you don't need this particular marks less than 75. Why? Because if marks are greater than or equal to 75, it prints distinction. But if marks were greater than 75, it would print distinction and get out of the if. It would never go for any of the else if statements. The elif statement will be executed if this was evaluated to be false. If this was evaluated to be false, let's say it was 70, this evaluated to be false, it will come to the elif and now check if it is greater than 60. If it is greater than 60, of course it is greater than 60, it will print first class, right? So you really don't need this if you are doing an elif, right? So you don't need that. You can run it anytime and you can still say 50 and it would say passed or whatever. That's clear. So somebody has a doubt maybe that, if I give 80, will it print all 3? No, it will just print distinction, because it will go in, print distinction, get lost, because it doesn't have to do anything with the elif or the else. Hope that is clear. Thank you.